everyone, welcome back to my channel. Victoria here. I do beauty, fashion, lifestyle videos. If it's your first time stopping by, welcome. Today's video is going to be on my current winter foundation routine. I'm just going to be sharing with you guys just a few little things that I've been doing just to help my skin survive the winter months. If you're interested in seeing what I do, please stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe and like and leave a comment and share. And yeah, so the first thing I like to do is moisturize my skin. I just did a little skincare video on my Instagram and it's kind of the most up-to-date version of my skincare routine, so I'll link it for you guys to check out if you're interested. And yeah, so I just make sure my skin is super moisturized. I have oily combination skin slash acne prone slash sensitive, so there's a lot going on. My T-zone is very oily and my cheek area is super dry, so that's why it's combination. What I like to do is I like to just use a moisturizer that will just really pack on the hydration and moisture on my cheek area, but it's also not too heavy for my T-zone area. So for makeup, I've started incorporating a hydrating primer into my routine. I use a hydrating primer on my cheek area and then I use a mattifying primer on my T-zone area instead of using a mattifying primer all over my face, because like I said, my cheeks are dry and my T-zone is oily. I use the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, which looks like this, and I really like this because like I said, it just adds so much moisture to my skin and it just feels like very hydrating. Just feels like I just put water on my face. So I really like it for that. And I also place it on my forehead as well because my forehead actually tends to get really dry. So now for the mattifying primers, I like to mix the NYX Angel Veil Primer, and this is more like a smoothing primer. It's not so much a mattifying primer, so it just smoothens out all of the pores and fills them in, so everything is nice and smooth. And if you have textured skin as well, like acne, you can put this over it to just kind of give you a smooth base to work with. So I like to mix this, and I use basically any mattifying primer that you have. Right now what I have on me right now is the Givenchy Mr. Matte Primer. This is an oldie but a goodie. So I'm going to mix the two of them together. So the mattifying primer is going to control the oils, while the smoothing primer is going to smoothen out and fill in my pores. I usually take about this much of the primer, not too much, and mix it in because like I said, I'm only applying it to my T-zone, so I really don't need that much. So as you can see how that just kind of absorbed the oil and the shininess that was just on my forehead. Now to kind of just seal in the moisture, I just like to spray some face mist, and this is the Badescu facial spray. This is the one that has lavender, chamomile and aloe vera in it. So now that the skin is prepped and primed, we're ready to move on to foundation. And you guys already know the foundation that I love to use all year round. It just works beautifully. It's the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. Absolutely love this because it's infused with coconut water, so it adds so much hydration to the skin. So like I said, it works great all year round. It gives me the coverage that I need without, you know, drying out my skin too much, and it still gives me that nice natural skin-like finish. So that's why I really love this foundation. I use the shade Chestnut, but I actually just went to Sephora yesterday and I tried out a different shade, which is the Butter Pecan shade, and I feel like that actually works better for my skin tone. So once this runs out, I'm gonna go and pick up that shade. Yes, I'm just going to take about 2 pumps of the foundation. As you can see, like this shade, it works, but you can clearly see like it's very orange for my skin tone. I'm just going to apply this mainly on my cheeks, really where I have a lot of like the blemishes that I want to cover. So I'm actually just going to focus on that area. I'm just going to apply a little bit on my forehead. As you can see, I still have like so much left, so honestly maybe even 1 pump is more than enough. Alright you guys, so now for concealer, just to highlight the face, I'm going to be going in with the Born This Way concealer. It's the Naturally Radiant concealer. I believe this is in the shade Deep. I really like this because it's very hydrating and it just adds so much moisture to the skin. Also very lightweight as well. This video is not sponsored by Too Faced, by the way. Like, I've just always used these products and I absolutely love them. So now I'm just grabbing a damp beauty blender and I'm going to use that to blend this all out. Do you guys prefer to dampen your beauty blender with cold water or hot water? Not hot water, but like warm water. I personally prefer cold water just because I just like how it feels when it's like ice cold on my face. Um, I don't know, I just like cold water in general. Now the first concealer is blended out. Now I'm going to just add just a bit more coverage with the Too Faced Multi-Use Concealer. This is also from the Born This Way line. This one is in the shade Butterscotch. So it's a little bit lighter than my skin tone, and I just want to just lift up the face a little bit, if that makes sense. But I'm not going too light though. And I'm not applying too much as well. Now before I blend out the under eye, I'm just going to let the under eye just sit for a little bit, and then I'm just going to do a little bit of contouring. For my contour, I like to use the Born This Way concealer in the shade Toffee, and this just gives me like such a nice natural looking contour. Nothing too crazy, just to kind of warm up the skin tone. I'm going to use my little brush from Sephora, number 56.5. And I really like it. Like, I love it for contouring just because it's so small and it just fits into the corners. So I really love it for that. Also, if you guys like my new hair, my birthday's coming up, y'all. I'm so excited. Going back in with the beauty blender, I'm just going to blend out the under eye area. So everything is now blended out. And now we're going to move on to setting the face with some powder. I use a lot of creams and liquids, so I do have to set it with powder just so it can last the whole day. So I personally like to use the Benign Luxury powder, and this is in the shade Cameo, and I like to mix Cameo and Banana together. So take a little bit at a time, not too much. And you're just going to go back in and blend that under eye area. Make sure there's no creasing. And then apply the powder. So I'm just going to apply the powder to just set mainly my under eye area. So just push it into the skin, and that really locks it in place. So I'm also going to set my brows because I find that sometimes my brows tend to get oily, which I don't think is a cute look, especially when I take pictures. You just see the oiliness in the brow. Like, no. Then I like to set my smile lines as well because you know your girl is happy, so I be smiling all the time and my face is creasing. So to contour, I like to go in with the Sephora Microsmooth powder, and this is just going to set my contour and put it in place. I like this powder because it's not very heavy, and it's a mineral based powder, so it's very lightweight. It's baked, so your skin is still able to breathe even through the powder, and it's definitely not like the Benign. The Benign powder is a lot more like heavy compared to this powder. So I like it to go around my cheek area just because, like I said, that area is a bit more on the dry side. So this doesn't give me, like, I don't feel too dry when I use it, if that makes sense. I'm gonna go in with like a fluffy brush. This is actually meant to be like a full brush with a handle, but the handle broke off, but it works just as fine. Holding it like this. So I'm just going to apply that in circular motions and just, yeah, put it everywhere. Now at this point, I like to go in with a face mist, and this is the St. Mario Badescu spray, but I just put it into this container. This has a nicer mist compared to the actual original bottle, so I use this. So I'm using the Wet n Wild highlighter, and this one is in the shade megoGlo. And I'm just going to apply that to the highest points of my cheekbones. Because it's winter, like, I'm also trying to just look nice and glowy, you know? Okay, I think I put too much now. just blend it in. But it blends out really, really nice. That's one thing I love about this highlighter, even if you put too much. I'm gonna go in with a little brush and just pop a little bit on the bridge of my nose. So now for blush, I go into the Juvia's Place blush palette, which looks like this. You guys know I love this palette. Alright, so with blush, I just like to put it mainly on like the apples of the cheeks and just kind of like blow it out, if that makes sense. And I just apply your blush when you're smiling, you know? So that way you know where to place it and it looks cute. Spray my face once again. And for like basically finishing touches, I just like to go back in with my beauty blender and just kind of press everything into my skin. Alright you guys, so I just popped on some lashes and put on some lip gloss as well, and this is everything. This is the completed look. As you can see, it's very fresh, very simple, and my skin just still feels hydrated. I keep using this spray as well as all the other combinations of, you know, the foundation and the powder and all that. So yeah, just everything together just keeps my skin really hydrated throughout the winter months. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe and thumbs up and share and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!